On with us. In fact, more breaking news coming in at this point of time. Israel has given the White House a document with its conditions for a diplomatic solution to end the war in Lebanon. The conditions put forth include the IDF forces be allowed to engage in active enforcements to make sure Hezbollah doesn't in fact rearm and rebuild its military infrastructure close to the border, besides demanding its air force have freedom of operation in Lebanese airspace. In response to these demands, a U.S. official has told that it was highly unlikely that Lebanon and the international community would agree to Israel's condition. Meanwhile, hundreds of Beirut residents fled their homes, with multiple explosions heard across the Lebanese capital. And in fact, these are the developments that we are getting at this point of time. Israel is in fact prepared to attack sites linked to the financial operation of the group, asking people to leave those areas immediately. Over the past 2 days, in fact, the Israeli military has attacked Hezbollah's armed facilities in southern Beirut, its intelligence headquarters, and an underground workshop for the production of weapons. Mehendi on the telecast with me. Mehendi, we're now, of course, referring to a document that was shared with the White House, which in fact encapsulates all the demands that they've put forth with regards to ending the war with Lebanon. If you could take our viewers to what those demands are and how has the US and in fact the White House then responded to that?
Well, indeed, Asavi, the document presented by Israel to the White House outlines specific conditions for a potential diplomatic solution to the ongoing conflict in Lebanon, particularly with Hezbollah. And also, these conditions reflect Israel's focus on ensuring its long-term security along its northern border, where, Hezbollah has a significant presence. Talking about what those two key conditions are in the document that has been presented to the White House. It's, first of all, it includes the active enforcement by the IDF, as in the Israel Defense Forces, in which Israel has demanded that its forces should be allowed to actively monitor and enforce a demilitarized zone near the Lebanon-Israel border. And also this would involve preventing Hezbollah from rearming and also rebuilding its military infrastructure, especially close to the border region. And also their goal is to minimize the threat that has been posed by Hezbollah's rocket and missile stockpiles, which has been a long-standing concern for Israel's security. So talking about the second condition that is in the document, then it includes Israeli Air Force freedom of operation, in which Israel has insisted that its Air Force should be granted freedom to operate in Lebanese airspace, and also this would enable Israel to, carry out reconnaissance and also as well as the possible airstrikes to neutralize threats from Hezbollah or other militant groups. And not only that, this freedom would allow Israel to maintain a continuous presence and also a surveillance capability in the region to deter future aggression. So, however, Savi, the US and the international community has viewed these conditions as problematic as of now, especially from Lebanon's perspective, because according to a US official, it is highly unlikely that Lebanon or the border international community would agree to these terms. This has been said by one of the US officials, and also, the conditions would essentially give Israel significant control over Lebanese airspace and also the military activities, which could be seen as a violation of Lebanon's sovereignty. And also, Savi, additionally to that, granting Israel this degree of operational freedom might fuel further instability in the region and also complicate diplomatic efforts to bring about a ceasefire or lasting peace. And also, talking about the U.S. perspective in this situation, then achieving a diplomatic solution would likely require a more balanced approach that includes input from Lebanon also and other regional countries also, and international bodies like the United Nations. And lastly, also, the agreement that undermines the Lebanese sovereignty or gives Israel disproportionate military control could hinder the chances of a peaceful resolution or may provoke further resistance from Hezbollah and also its supporters in Lebanon. So this is the perspective that US is giving right now on the document offered. Yes, Asabri.
All right, Mehendi, thank you so much for joining us and sharing all those details with our viewers. On that note, we slip into a very short break. Stay tuned.